Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the One Play Esports Freefire Open India. My name is Floki. I'm joined by Crips, and Crips is someone you're going to be familiar with in case you watch a lot of Free Fire India Championships. If you've watched those tournaments in the past, you know who he is. Crips, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really well, Floki. Thank you so much for the warm and buttery welcome.
You're
It was
most
buttery
welcome.
indeed, you gotta admit it.
Yeah, you gotta apply that, extra amounts of butter. It's Diwali, it's a choice occasion. But all those things aside, we did have a very interesting match yesterday. 24 teams signed up for the Open qualifiers. Only 6 made it to day number 2, where they will be battling against 6 of the invited teams, what some would say are some of the most prestigious teams over here in India in the Free Fire Open. You want to walk us through what happened yesterday, Crips? Because we had a few amount of upsets, and just let the audience know what exactly went down.
Yeah, I love the way how you use the air quotes over here for the prestigious teams. We were expecting that to happen yesterday as well, right? There were a bunch of good teams yesterday. There was Scholar's Lords, and a lot of other teams have already proven their worth, proven their mettle in previous tournaments of Free Fire, and we somewhat expected them to do well, but surprise, surprise, surprise. A bunch of underdogs emerged on top, and they really surprised me, and I'm actually very happy because I see that all the underdog teams are stepping up and they're getting a chance to prove themselves. It just shows that the overall quality of all the teams in the country is rising up, and eventually the esports scene in the country will rise up. So six out of the 24 teams that participated yesterday are going to be playing today as well against some of the 6 best teams in India. And okay, I admit, yesterday when I said some of the best teams in India, they were the best in India. But today, there are some teams who are, who have their eyes set on the Continental Cup. So the stakes are much, much higher. The competition is going to be much, much higher.
Absolutely. And in case you missed it yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be pulling up the scoreboard reel shortly, so you're going to have an idea of which teams qualified and which teams didn't. But if my memory serves me right, I believe from Group B we had Checkmate, Crust Esports, and Noob Gang make it all the way and qualify towards day number 2. And from Group A, we had Carbon Esports, Team Uncultured, as well as King's God, who made it here towards day 2, and they will be duking it out against 6 of the most well-known teams in India for a shot at the 20k rupee prize pool. And in case you're wondering what the breakdown of that looks like, the first place will be taking away 10k, and the second place will be taking away 6k, and the third place will be taking away 4k. So that's right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the breakdown of the prize money involved here, and you can see the teams that have been invited. Some of the more known names like Total Gaming, Die Another Day, XTZ, Optimum Esports, GZ Army, as well as some of the lesser known names that qualified yesterday. Crips are the names that surprised us. We have Team Uncultured, we had Noob Gang. If I remember correctly, they had a very stellar performance with one of their players making it almost all the way to the end and getting the booyah. So yeah, I believe we have a very interesting 4 maps lined up for us today.
Oh, definitely. I was really surprised by the consistency of Team Uncultured. Noob Gang almost managed to win the Booyah 2 times, but both the times they managed to just, settle for second place. And I guess that's good enough for now. This time they might have another chance because we have a wide range of maps. Yesterday we were only playing Bermuda and Kalahari. Today we have all 3 maps. We have Bermuda, Kalahari, and Purgatory, followed up by Bermuda once again just to top things off.
Yeah, and we're going to be going back to good old Bermuda and map number 4. Even though the screen may deceive you a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. There aren't 2 groups. There's only 1 group, and they'll be playing on all 4 of these maps. That's Bermuda, Kalahari, Purgatory, and Bermuda. And yeah, we're gonna have 4 maps. So a lot of these teams, even if they don't manage to place top 3, it's gonna be an extremely valuable experience playing against teams like XTZ Esports, playing against teams like Optimum Esports, playing against teams like GZ Army, like Total Gaming. These are some of the creme de la creme Free Fire teams in the country, and just getting that experience under your belt and seeing how the pros do it is really gonna help shape some of these playstyles from these budding and younger teams that are coming here in this Free Fire Open. And I have to say, I am expecting a few big things. I am hoping that maybe we see an upset here and there. Maybe we see someone like Team Uncultured or like Team Noob Gang make it to top 3 and take home some of the 20k rupee prize pool for them. As it's going to be, it has to feel good, right? Like imagine you're doing this for the first time. You tell your parents that, you know what, mom and dad, I don't think education's the right way to go for me. I think I'm going to do my degree at the same time, but I would very much like to continue in gaming and stuff, and then you sign up for one of these open tournaments, you win a little bit of money. It has to give you a lot of confidence. But we're not gonna have to wait and find out if these teams are gonna make it because the game is underway. And right off the bat, the drops. Oh my goodness, there are lots of teams dropping in early here, Crips, towards this southwest corner of the map. I see two teams in Santosa already. Fortunately, looks like Kingsguard are going to have complete control over Katatua, and for now, we're going to follow the mutants. So are you familiar with the mutants? Have you seen some of the games? Crips, what
Yes.
are they like?
Yes, I am. So Mutants is the kind of team that just knocks on your door and doesn't wait for you to open it. They will just burst through the door like, you know how Daya from CID just kicks the door open? Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to kick the door open and they're going to come to you. Mutants is that one team that I'm actually scared for all the time. And I'm scared about them too. They just go around killing people. They have no viable strategy. And that's what makes them dangerous and a little bit, funny to watch at the same time because all they do is fight. They do not care about placement points, like not even a bit. So I'm actually surprised that they're taking their sweet time to engage in this fight with Rust Esports. Probably because they dropped in Sentosa. I have never seen them go Sentosa, to be honest. Sentosa Island in Free Fire in a championship was never even contested. At the max, like one team like Team Lava would go here or something, and that too they would just disengage very early on. So these guys dropping in Sentosa is honestly surprising for me. I did not expect that to happen. But while we're talking about the drop locations, let's explore the other ones as well. We have Total Gaming in Mill. We have Peak being contested by Kingsguard. We have Team GZ Army in Pochinok. XTZ, as always, in Mars Electric. So GZ Army and XTZ Esports did not really change up their drop locations. In Clock Tower, we have two teams. And I would like to see the fights over there. I'm assuming some of these teams will want to fight, or maybe they'll like try to disengage by going towards the outer edges of the Clock Tower area. So that's gonna be nice. Optimum Esports have spread out so much. Look at them. They have 3 of their players in Bhima Sakti and 1 player of Optimum all the way in Katulistwa. I'm sorry, I fumbled that pronunciation, but no problem.
Yeah, it happens.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, these teams are spread out a lot, so I don't think we're going to be seeing any early fights right off the bat. Much to the dismay of the team we were spectating in the start, the Mutants, you mentioned how they like to take these early fights and they go crazy and they play entirely on instinct, much like beasts do. Much like animals. You go out in the wild, you see them, they're not acting out of rationality. They're just doing whatever they do on instinct. So you got to be scared of a lion. You can't go into a lion's face and expect him not to eat you. Like that's what the Mutants are like. They're gonna devour you. Yeah,
exactly.
I guess that's what makes them scary.
Yeah, exactly. And more than lions, I kind of feel like these guys are sharks as well. You know how sharks can smell like 1 drop of blood in like a billion, I don't know, gallons of the ocean? Yeah, that's what these guys are. They will hear you and they will try to take a shot against you. If they don't manage to connect the first couple of shots, no problem. You're safe. But if they get a knock, boy, oh boy, you're in a world of trouble. You can be 100% sure that they're going to full send in onto you.
Yeah, and I think this is where you ask a question of the Mutants. Like a lot of teams like to play this aggression and this aggressive way, but many times you've seen that if you don't fan the flames properly and you're not disciplined in the way you approach aggression and you just go buck wild, you can get very easily punished by a slightly calmer, slightly more intelligent, slightly more rational player who decides, you know what, you guys are going to come storming in, I'm going to bait one of my teammates and I can potentially going to get 2 to 3 knocks while you knock down just one of my guys, and I'm going to make it a favorable exchange for us.
Yeah, that's something that Total Gaming likes to do a lot. Total Gaming is one team. Honestly, I have something or the other to say about every team, right? Like GZ Army, they always go in Pochinok, then they move towards Peak. They always capture the L-shaped houses. That's about them. XTZ Esports, always on the edge of the circle. I have something about them. In all my time of casting, I've never been able to put a pin on Total Gaming. And that's why I think they're the most feared team. They don't always have like a game plan right from the start, but they kind of like, make things up on the go. And they're good at that because their synergy in between these players is just so good. They can adapt to any situation. And I guess that's why they are the #1 team in the country right now.
Absolutely, and the first circle has been drawn on the map, as we can see very clearly. So a lot of these teams, especially Kingsguards, I think I think they prayed to God last night because luck certainly seems to be singing in their favor. They're right in the bang middle of the circle near peak, and they have a pretty good
Hmm.
vantage point. We know that area is pretty high up there, so they're going to see all these teams coming in, and they get to pick and choose their battles. They don't have to worry about getting into a good position and running into teams over there trying to third party them while they're taking a fight with someone else. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how well they can do now that they're at the center of the map and how much they can really extend this lead. There we go. Look at that. They're right in the middle of that, in the middle of the house, the two-story house, and they have access to the terrace. So they're going to see Cross
Yeah.
Esports coming in.
Yeah. Trust Esports, I kind of don't like their position right now. The moment they try to approach the top of peak, it's going to be very easy to gatekeep them, especially for Team King's God. And I love the house that Team King's God are holding. This double balcony house that they are in, it is one of the hardest compounds to assault in the entire game. Simply because it's so open. There's so many windows. There's so many. There's two balconies over here. If you start getting pincered, you can always just drop down and reverse sweep them. There's one staircase, but then on top of that staircase, it is an open area with like 2, 3 very good hiding
Yeah.
spots. So that staircase is kind of like a death trap. If you try to go up those staircases, you're just gonna be walking into a funnel, and at the end of the funnel is a meat grinder. So I that's why I love this compound that Team King's God are holding. Surprisingly, they haven't decided to spread out over peak, which is something that they did yesterday. They took control of
Yeah.
peak, and then they just had like one player watching in every direction, kind of like a big network of CCTV cameras. And then whenever they spotted someone, they regrouped. But today they're not doing that. They're just sticking together right from the start instead of spreading out.
Yeah, I remember what you talked about. I remember they dropped into peak yesterday and they were quite spread out, just getting a lot of loot for
Hmm.
themselves. That worked out for them. They
Hmm.
were able to get a good position,
Yeah.
get a bunch of kills.
Ooh.
Speaking of that, the Crust Esports right now spotting these members out of, I believe it was the Mutants, and Mutants are going to end up losing one of their players. You mentioned that they like to play aggressively, but they just stroll out into the open and get their head blown off by Duka. And now he's turning his attention towards Total Gaming, who really don't have their hand on a lot of
Why?
snipers. I see Mafia Bala has a sniper, but I'm not really sure if he's using it to its full effect.
Why would Crust Esports do that? Why do they want to pick 2 fights at once? They don't need to do it right now. Especially, you can't afford to take on 2 top-tier teams at the same time. It's just way too dangerous. Especially if one of those teams is a team like Mutants. One of them gets knocked and Mutants are going to come rushing in. And now one of them has been knocked, courtesy of Total Gaming. So do the Mutants capitalize upon this chance? I'm not sure. Maybe they've seen the fact that there's multiple teams in the vicinity, so they're going to play a little passive, but that's not the case for Total Gaming. They're going to put up their glue walls, and they're going to try to knock out a couple more players with the grenades. They've already sent Vasio ahead, and Vasio usually does lead the charge for his team, along with Fozi Ajay. So these 2 guys are going to be the front end of the team, while the other 2 players are going to cover them from the back, and they do need cover from the back, because now King's God is getting involved.
Yeah, they're starting to get third-partied now, and Total Gaming, they kind of just walk themselves into a death trap. On one side, there's Crust Esports, on the other, there's King's God. And look at that, Duka making full advantage of it. Will be able to get one knock down. But the question is, are Crust Esports going to push? I'm not sure if they're aware that Total Gaming is getting completely sandwiched here in between. And much like you said, you don't like to be the ham. You'd much rather be the slices of bread. It's a much more comfortable position to be there. And for now, they will be able to hold, but they're slowly losing all their resources. Their heals are running out, and they've been knocked down.
No.
Look at that. Golden is going to end up going down. Total Gaming right off the bat. In fact, they're going to lose 2 of the members. Make that 3 with only 1 surviving. Crust Esports will be able to find themselves a triple kill. But look at that. They've lost 2 of their members. It's not a free trade. King's God, they're there to make it a third party and make sure that the side of Crust Esports don't walk away scot-free.
Yeah, I mean, at one point I was worried that Total Gaming might get sandwiched in between Crust Esports and the Mutants, but then all of a sudden GZ Army comes into the picture, and I'm like, where did you come from? This was, an unexpected question. This was out of the syllabus.
Yeah. I mean, they must be thinking that his names are... They should change their name to Cotton Eye Joe, because nobody really knows where they came from or where they go. Total Gaming, they still have 1 member alive though, so hopefully there's some clutch potential right there. Unfortunately, Noob Gang, the team which we saw pull off some amazing clutches yesterday, are now under heavy fire with glue walls being dropped, and Karbari is gonna have to run the hell away, take some fall damage as a result. Ribbo, not sure if he's getting shot at. Yeah, he is getting shot at, but look at that. He's managed to find himself Punisher. He will not be able to knock him down just yet. Uncultured, with only 2 members alive, will get inside, drop the glue wall. Karbari is gonna end up losing his life. I am not too sure if Karbari didn't know. Slight miscommunication coming in here from the side of Noob Gang as they're down to 3 members. It's just going to be Punisher and Rhythm. We've seen Rhythm do lots of beautiful things in the past. Akshat has been knocked down, so his teammate is going to be all by himself. Ribbo, how much can you do? How much can you punish? I mean, Punisher, well, his name is quite ironic because he's the one who's being punished here. The heal comes in from Ribbo, but it's only going to keep him alive for so long as Rhythm comes in, clutches it out, and Noob Gang, they will walk away limping. They've lost 2 of their members, but they will live to fight another day.
Yeah, but what's disappointing is that they lost 2 of their players to Ribbo all by himself. Ribbo was like, what, pinned down against the zone, 1 glue wall for cover, 2 med kits, no nades. He used up all his nades right at the start and none of them connected. And even after that, Noob Gang lost 2 players. That seemed kind of disappointing. So it's like an unfair trade. But what matters is the fact that they're still alive, and that's nice. But yeah, Floki, if you look at the map, the zone is getting really, really crowded. The circle, at this point, the circle is a bit predictable, right? Because they know that it's going to be between Peak and Chochanok and all these areas. So everyone's just trying to take up compounds. And none of these teams, I assume at this point, even if they get knocks, none of these teams will rush each other. They will only leave their compounds when the zone forces them to.
Absolutely. The zone is like a Virar local right now. It's jam-packed with teams and players, and nobody really wants to be in there. Going in there is a nightmare in itself. And I wonder what teams like Noob Gang are going to do who are on the outskirts and have lost many of their members. But now, though, teams are really just taking it close to the chest. You know, they're not pushing out too hard. Look at Noob Gang, a very measured approach. They just want to get inside the edge of the circle and not reveal where they are to the rest of the teams because they are at a severe disadvantage.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't even fault them for this, right? Like, you're 2 members down. You're going up against like so many teams that have like 4 members up. There's no way in hell you're gonna take a fair firefight. The odds of you getting sandwiched are so high that you would much rather just play closer to the edge of the circle and let Lady Luck do its thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Lady Luck will shine upon them, but it seems like Optimum Esports don't want to count on Lady Luck any longer. They're going to summon their airdrops right here, and they're kind of in the open, so they don't really have any cover, but this is only because they know exactly where their enemies are. They're holding this hillside because it makes it easier for them to go up when the zone shifts, and that's exactly what happened. Look at that. They're on the edge of the circle. They can gatekeep literally everyone else, but that's going to be difficult considering they don't have much cover. They have, what, 1 rock and 2 cell phone towers for cover. That's not really a lot. But then when I think about it, do they get the chance to do that? Do they get the chance to, gatekeep anyone else? A lot of the teams are still going to be in Pochinok, and Pochinok is in the circle. So I'm assuming if these teams do want to rotate in, they'll probably want to take the urban compounds rather than, positioning themselves on the hill. Of course, if they do want to get themselves on the hill, then they'll have to go up against Optimum Esports, and that's going to be a fair fight. Other than that, getting inside the city of Pochinok right now, yeah, that's going to be difficult. It's just too crowded right now.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. The second circle has already been drawn as well, and all these teams are scurrying inside. I believe we're going to be seeing a lot of bloodshed in a little while, Crips, because there's no way they get inside the circle without really taking a firefight unless they all get together, like the UN and the League of Nations that sign a peace treaty, and we all know how that went down, really.
Regardless, that doesn't work out.
It doesn't work out. Some people are gonna die, bodies are gonna drop, and look at that. It's gonna be Die Another Day who end up losing Deep. Tripathi is also gonna go down from Crust Esports. He gets knocked and killed as well. And now all these teams slowly but surely losing one of their members. Crust Esports, I don't think they're inside the circle, and they are trying to fight back against Die Another Day. I don't think they got a knockdown just yet. Umber is trying though.
And Umber, I'm not sure if Crust Esports will be able to get into the zone themselves, but the least that they can do is pick themselves up a couple of kills before they go out eventually. And I think they recognize that, right? They recognize that they got zone screwed, so you might as well just go for the kills and go for the points, because there's no way you're going to be able to get in the circle. There's no way you will be able to confirm the booyah, so might as well just go YOLO. But That's going to be the problem. If they do try to go YOLO, they're going to go up against a bunch of other teams, and one of them is the Mutants. Shahid, he's going to pick himself up a couple of free kills, but he did lose a few of his players. There's a player from GZ Army right in front of him, and he probably might not be aware about that. And Gauru is too busy looking outside the window. He doesn't realize that Shahid is right next to him. The circle shrinks even further, and now even GZ Army need to find themselves a little bit of real estate in the zone.
Absolutely. This is what Mumbai is going to look like in 50 years from now if we don't really find a solution to all the problems we're facing. And I believe they're facing similar problems too. Look at Optimum. They're finding themselves a few kills here on Kings God. They find knockdowns. They're not really finding kills. The question is, can they convert it? Kings, they only have glue walls to protect them, and they're rapidly being brought down by Mafia 21, who's going to be able to pick up a couple of kills, and Rahul joins in as well. And just like that, Kings God are going to be eliminated from these maps. The premier teams making their mark here. Noob Gang, Checkmate, Carbon Esports, they're the only teams that qualified from yesterday that are still alive right now, Crips. Rest of them all, and a Checkmate. Like, these are the only teams that are still alive that weren't invited. So already we can see the difference in skill. But there is good news for them. The good news is that Total Gaming were eliminated right off the bat, so it's not all dull and gloomy. But look at this, Noob Gang trying to third party, but Rhythm is going to get turned around upon, and Noob Gang down to just their last member. But look at that, they might be able to pick up some kills from they might be able to pick up some points from kills. Anonymous comes in, finds one, but that's all he's gonna find. That's all he could do to help his team out. The rest of it is going to be played in terms of positioning. Carbon Esports, with two of their members knocked down, they're left with the last guy over here who's dropping glue walls down, has a couple of medkits to heal him up, trying to run away, taking a lot of fire, and he's going to end up getting knocked down. 4 members from Carbon Esports peek out at the same time. That's an unsightly scene. You don't want to be looking at that. And look at this. Now Mr. Jay is going ham on towards Rahil, who's not even aware what hit him as he loses more than half his HP.
Oh, I see what Optimum Esports are trying to do. Every time, whenever they have the high ground in the FFIC, they try to spread out. You know how there's this, the King Cobra, they, spread out their fans or whatever before the strike? Yeah. That's exactly what Optimum Esports do. They're going to try to spread out across the hillside, and they will try to get as many lines of sight, because they realize they don't have the zone advantage anymore, and they realize that getting downhill is much more difficult than getting uphill, especially when there's barely any cover, and especially when XTZ Esports have the only compound remaining in the zone. So they're probably going to wait for XTZ to get taken down by a bunch of other teams. For example, GZ Army, who have their sights set upon them. GZ Army managed to knock down Ginotra, and they need to get Ginotra back up because he's the man with the big bad grenade launcher. And GZ Army, now they pull out their grenade launchers with so much damage. He's knocking out players left, right, and center, and he doesn't care which team is in front of him. He's just going to fire it in every goddamn direction. Finally, Arlen's killing spree will come to a horse, and that's going to put GZ Army in a little bit of a predicament. But now Optimum Esports realize that this is their chance. Everyone from GZ Army and Optimum Esports is both weak, so they try to full send it in. They have a maze of glue walls deployed just for their cover, and now it comes down to the 3 teams: Optimum Esports, XTZ, and GZ Army. At this point, none of these teams really have the zone advantage because it's going to become it's going to shrink down to 0. It just boils down to how many players you have left alive, and for now, Optimum Esports have that advantage.
Yeah, and the zone is rapidly closing in on them. They have to go out and start finding these picks, otherwise they might be in a world of trouble. The zone is going to kill you if the players are not, and that's not the way you want to go down. You want to go down swinging. That's what Mr. J is doing, looking to get a firefight, but he's completely blinded. I'm not sure what the hell happened on my screen, but I just saw a flash of white, and that's what XTZ are seeing as well, as they're slowly dropping grenades being tossed out. The final hoorah coming in from XTZ. It's not going to be enough, as Optimum are going to be winners for map number 1 on Bermuda, taking out all these other teams, showing us what they're made of. And I have to say, excellent performance by Optimum. You mentioned how the zone was closing in and they were holding in the high ground. They're not keen to give up the advantage. They're like, you know what, we're going to take it easy. We're going to calm down. We have the high ground. Let's make good use of it.
Yeah, that's what they did. And surprisingly, sometimes, I mean, most of the times the high ground is supposed to be your friend, but in a zone like this, when you have to go against the high ground, you have to get downwards, it becomes even more difficult because you're very exposed, and it's difficult to deploy glue walls properly when you're climbing down the hill because your heads are still exposed sometimes. So kudos to Optimum Esports for winning this despite not being in the best of situations. But they were the only team who preferred to, stay out in the open and have the high ground instead of looking for a compound or looking for a little house inside Pochanok.
Yeah. And at that point, when you're on the high ground like Optimum is, you also have to worry about the grenades that are going to be tossed because they're going to roll downwards, they're going to roll towards you.
Hmm.
So you have to be really
Hmm.
measured and you have to be really calculated as to when you start pushing. Maybe bait out some of the grenades that the enemy teams have, test the waters and see if they have some. And that's what Optimum
Hmm.
Esports did. You know, they were very aware, they were very measured. And that's what wins you the maps. Sheer aggression, like you mentioned, it's not going to win you these maps against these premier teams. You're going to have to be a lot more measured, a lot more calm, a lot more focused, and aware of what's happening. And I think a lot of these
Yeah.
teams have learned that lesson.
Yeah, they did learn that lesson, especially Total Gaming. They learned it the hard way.
Yeah,
Um, I know Total Gaming is a flexible team, but like when you're getting attacked by three different teams, that just becomes a bit too much. Even the best of the best, even the best of the best teams can't deal with that amount of pressure.
yeah,
And I love the way how Optimum Esports played this one out. This is like the standard strat. They almost always do this. They are the teams that go for the high ground rather than going for the compounds. They choose to take risks. They choose to spread out instead of safely securing themselves and finding themselves a place to hide. So it kind of paid off for them this time. Let's see if they're able to keep this up.
yeah. All hope is not lost, ladies and gentlemen, because three maps are still underway. We're going to be going on towards Kalahari next, followed by Purgatory. So make sure you don't go anywhere, and also make sure that you follow One Play Esports on all their social media: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch. That's number One Play Esports. You can find me on Twitter at the rate Hirakti, and you can find Crips on Instagram at the rate Cripscast. That's going to be it for now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a small break of 5 minutes, but don't go anywhere. Grab some water. We're going to be right back. Blue wall's going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down two players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel and that's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue wall's going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down two players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel and that's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue wall's going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down two players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel and that's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue wall's going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel. That's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that absolute relentless aggression. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the One Play Esports Free Fire Open India. My name is Floki. I'm joined by Crips. We just had the first map of the BO4 underway. We did see was Optimum Esports take the first map with a huge lead, a margin of 40 points. And I have to say, some of these newer teams, they gotta buck up. They need to put their big boy shoes on, and they need to start really giving it the all if they want to have a shot at the 20k rupee prize pool, because Optimum Esports are here to play.
They got to put on their big boy shoes. They got to put on the bulkiest of armor. Whatever helps them win the game, or if not win the game, at least survive and make it into the top 3 somehow. That's what they got to do. Yep, the pressure is really high. And as expected, the top 3 teams, well, they were the teams that we are, already aware about. XTZ Esports, currently the 3rd best team in India, according to FSIC. Optimum Esports, a solid contender, doing what they do best, spreading out across the hillside. That's what they've always done. Surprisingly, GZ Army decided to, hold Pochinok right from the start this time, because they don't always go in Pochinok. They kind of like switch things around. If they're going into Pochinok, they always hold the double barn house. If they're going towards Peak or towards Kalisutwa, they hold the silos and the everything. So at this point, the teams who have already made a name for themselves, they did not change their strategies. Now, this calls for something, Floki. We saw yesterday how the well-known teams were countered right from the start. And this time, if, the underdog teams, since they're already aware about how these teams tend to play, and because these teams haven't changed their playstyle, they might just be able to counter them if they have done their homework.
Absolutely. I have to say, though, look at this. All the teams that qualified yesterday, there isn't a huge difference between them and everyone else, but between the top 3 and the 3rd and 4th positions, there is a stark difference. Like, you can see GZ Army with 25 points and Noob Gang with only 16. It goes on to show that when the pressure starts mounting, when these early fights don't break out, and when there isn't lesser pressure inside the circle towards the late game, some of these newer teams can tend to struggle. And I think that's what they're going to be focusing on in these coming maps. Thankfully enough, we won't have to figure that out ourselves. We're going to be having the map screen in front of us very shortly. Yeah, it's going to be Kalahari next, followed by Purgatory and Bermuda as the finale and the showdown. If you had to place your money on a team, Crips, right now, who would it be?
That's a tough one. In Kalahari, I definitely don't think Mutants can win. It's probably one of their weaker maps. In Purgatory, I think Mutants might win. They've always done well. I think for this game, I would have to choose in between Total Gaming and GZ Army, I guess.
I see. Well, if I had to pick a favorites, mine would be Noob Gang, because I like to see a Cinderella story. I like to see the underdogs win, coming from the bottom, make it to the top. But before we get into the game, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to make a quick announcement. We are going to be giving away 310 diamonds to 5 of you lucky viewers. That's right. 5 of you lucky viewers are going to get 310 diamonds. All you have to do is stay tuned into the stream till the end. Make sure you sign up in the description down below, and make sure you follow One Play Esports on all of their social media channels on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch. This is the #1 Play Esports. And once you've done that, you're going to enjoy a game, and you might have a shot at some free diamonds. What better way to spend your Diwali, right? Well, with that out of the way, we are going to be going into the game, Crips, as the teams are going to start dropping in real shortly. And Kalahari, it's going to be an interesting map to see. It looks kind of like, it looks like a cheese pizza from the top. You look at all the colors, and the first thing that comes into my mind is a really cheesy pizza. All the yellow and orange shades on the map remind me of that.
Wow. Okay, that's the
I like how you're
freshest.
completely flabbergasted. Like you have no
I
way,
am.
no idea how to
I am.
respond to it.
Okay, so here's the thing. Pizzas are supposed to be flat, right? This is the
Yeah,
opposite of flat. This has bumps and nooks and crannies and everything.
yeah.
Um, if I were to compare it to some food item, I would probably say this is a bowl of gravy with pieces of
Hmm.
chicken sticking out on top, and
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I don't know. I don't know how to compare it to food, dude. Plus, I don't want to be
yeah.
hungry when I cast, so yeah, please don't.
All right. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. For now, we're gonna be having a look at all these teams dropping in. Looks like Total Gaming have made their way towards Santa Catrina, or at least Vasio has. Is this something that is normal, Crips? Is this something that happens all the time? Does Total Gaming always like to drop in here?
Oh, they don't always go here, but this is one of their preferred locations. They choose either between Bayfront and Santa Catrina, but that's fine. Look at
Hmm.
this. It's Team Cross Esports that went for Refinery this time. And that is surprising to me. But Total Gaming looks like they already have someone in their crosses, and Mafia Bala gets the first blood already. Where is this happening? This is not even near Santa Catrina. This is to the south of it. This is to the compounds to the south of Santa Catrina. And I believe they managed to catch a lone player off guard over there. I don't think his teammates were anywhere close to Total Gaming.
Yep.
So,
Uh,
yeah, this is a bit of a problem. Yeah, this definitely is a problem. I
yeah,
mean,
I mean, being
they
3v4 isn't exactly favorable. So yeah, I agree.
yeah,
It is a bit of a problem.
and they picked off a player of what Crust Esports. So that's
Yep.
no wait, not Crust Esports. It's Carbon Esports. My bad. And
Yeah, all
Carbon
the
Esports
actual names
already
are
have a
kind of confusing.
yeah. So Carbon Esports already have a man advantage because they have only 3 players in the lobby. I'm not sure what happened to their 4th player. I don't know, maybe some technical difficulties or something. And now they've lost
Mhm.
out Mihu. So that makes things even worse. They're down to a 2 versus the world situation. Not the kind of start you would have hoped for.
Absolutely. But if yesterday was any indication, if you believe in miracles, they do end up happening. Noob Gang Rhythm was able to make sure his team qualifies all the way by surviving towards the end and able to just third party by himself and find himself a couple of kills, get himself the points based on positioning and qualify for day number 2. Maybe if the stars align, we'll see Carbon Esports pull off something similar. For now, though, the stars aren't exactly aligned. Look at Noob Gang. They're all perched up over here in this tower area. I'm not too sure where. Okay, so there we go. We can see on the map they are close towards. I'm not sure. Is that area called Blaze? It's being cut off, so I can't really figure it out. But regardless,
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah. In between the maze and the refinery.
yeah, in between the maze and
Oh,
refinery. There we go.
whoa. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. GC army is in the maze. No wonder these guys had to leave that area very quickly. So, GC army, they don't really have like a designated drop location in this map. They keep changing things. That's what I like about them. They do like going maze every now and then, but sometimes they switch it up by going foundation. And this time, because
Hmm.
they decided to go towards the maze, I'm guessing noob gangs were thrown off guard because of it. So now they're holding the valley in between refinery and the maze. They have full control over the zip line. And I think they have a decent amount of map control as well, like the entire area, the entire valley. They are smack in the center of it. I would just love it. It would be perfect if they put someone up on top, but I'm going to talk about that later because Total Gaming, they are here to exact revenge. Last time, they tried to pick up a fight with mutants and they got third party left, right, and center. This time, they've found mutants all by themselves, and Total Gaming are like, you know what? In a 4 versus 4 fight, we have a much better chance, and they're going to try to prove it. No knocks so far, but plenty of damage exchange across the board.
Yeah, it was Mafia Bala who started things off, and Mafia Bala is a name you heard it. I think we hear it very often. His play has been quite stellar across
Hmm.
yesterday's games too. Total Gaming.
Hmm.
He's one of the star players. You give this man a sniper rifle, and he can just go off. He can just find you
Yeah.
so many freaking kills. Look at Vasio though, perched up on towards here with the scope. He's able to find Shahid. Is almost gonna get
Oh!
knocked, and yes, he does end up getting knocked, but he can't finish off the kill right yet. Foxy, I think he's gonna start pushing in and capitalize on the opportunity created by Vasio. Vasio, can he provide cover to his teammate though? That's the question. Very good positioning here for him.
Yeah, definitely. I think he also used his grappling gun and got up on top of that tower over there. It's difficult to get up there without that. Meanwhile, his teammates on the ground, the boots on the floor, they're gonna be the ones who do the assaulting. Meanwhile, he provides the overwatch. Fauzi Ajay though, he's perched up with Golden, and that's not the usual pair we see. Usually, Vasio and
Mhm.
Fauzi Ajay are the ones to lead charge, but this time Vasio has his responsibilities cut out and well defined for him. Either way, I think Fuzzy Ajay is gonna try and do something risky over here. I know he's greedy. I know he doesn't have a lot of patience. He's just trying to scout out as much information he can. He knows Gurkirat is behind the sniper tower. He knows that Shahid is behind the tent. Now, all he needs to do is find information on the remaining two players. And one of the players, if you look at the minimap, he's on the very edge. One of the players of the Mutants is going for the long haul. He's going for a big flank. Now that could be interesting, and that one player is gonna be just
Mehul.
Mehul. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna go for the big flank. Yeah, I mean it's gonna take time, so the mutants need to be patient right now. They need to allow mutants.
Oh no,
Oh
he's been
no,
spotted.
oh no.
Yeah, he's been spotted and he has no health kits, Crips. He only has a grappling hook, so he's gonna sing his praises and try and make sure he can find himself some source of healing. Thankfully, I do think he has the Alok heal, so if he can stay alive for a little while longer, wait for that to come off cooldown, he might be able to live, but his teammates are dropping like flies. Goku Farm is gonna end up being knocked down. Mafia Bala, the culprit here, is roaming around on the rooftops looking to find Mehul, and look at that, he is gonna be successful, and Mehul is gonna get executed here. Thinks that he might keep him alive for a little while, but doesn't keep him alive for too long. Finds himself the kill, secures the points for his team, and Total Gaming, they're out for revenge. After getting eliminated like that in map number 1, they smell blood in map number 2. They're here to play. And unfortunately, it's going to be the mutants to bear the brunt of that aggression, Crips.
Yeah, the remaining two players are sandwiched in the tent. The total gaming players are surrounding them in every direction, but somehow Golden gets knocked out. And Goku, he's gonna live up to his name, going Super Saiyan. Even Shahid is stepping up, and he almost knocks down too, but unfortunately, Fauzi Ajay comes in to save the day. Total Gaming, they almost lost that fight. They lost 3 of their players. Luckily, none of them were confirmed, so they can revive all of them, but the Mutants, they almost clutched out a 2 versus 4 game.
Yeah, I mean, the mutants almost managed to clutch that out. Unfortunately, if it wasn't for Fauzi Ajay, I think Total Gaming might have regretted their
Yeah,
actions and
yeah.
sort of bited their words. But thankfully enough, Fauzi Ajay came and clutched with the double barrel shotgun and was able to find the kill. And now it's going to be GZ Army who's under attack as Abe has been knocked down. He's going to get revived, though, thankfully, with the help of those glue walls and live to fight another day. But dead end, he's not going to be so lucky as Akshat is going to be the one who picks up the kill. And just like that, checkmate, one member down elsewhere on the map. Look at Uncultured though. This was the team that completely stomped in the first group. I remember they were sitting on top, and these were the teams that these were the guys that no one had heard about essentially, and they came in guns
Yeah.
blazing, got their points, got their money, and got the hell out. The question is, can they come here with the same performance in day number 2 against some of these premier teams? For now, they were in the danger zone, but as soon as that goes away, we'll see what their plans are.
Hmm. Well, we have team number 8. That's gonna be checkmate in the city of Bayfront. We have Uncultured in the quad compound above Bayfront, and now they're heading towards Crust Esports. But look at the mountainside. It's already occupied with a bunch of teams over here. XTZ Esports, even they have managed to pick up a fight with Optimum Esports. And Optimum Esports, like I said, they like spreading out across the hillside. 2 of the players on the rocky cliffs, one of their players downstairs, and Optimum Esports are going in for the spread tactic. Now, usually it's a 2-2 split, but obviously it can't be 2-2 because Dagi is down. So
Yeah,
Optimum Esports need to reconfigure their setup over
setup.
here and try to, what do I say? Try to take up another location to camp because the circle has shifted. I would like to see where the circle went because Optimum Esports are not the kind of team that go around the zone to avoid fights. But this time they recognize that the hillside that they wanted to take up is already a bit too occupied, so they're gonna try to go all the way around. And guess what? There's a UAV on top, so they're gonna have to go even further to mask their location.
Yeah, the UAV is not going to do them any favors, and they might end up getting flanked here by Die Another Day, as
Oh,
all the
they're going
members
in.
from them. Okay, they never mind. They're actually going to go and reveal their position. XTZ, are they going to
Yeah.
capitalize on this? That's the question. They certainly have the position to do so, but look at Team Checkmate. They're going to run into King's Gods, and Addiction is going to be the first one to get knocked down. Rocky Rocks, this was the man who clutched it out yesterday, but he's going to end up dropping as well. The grenade is going to be there to finish him off. It bounces weirdly, but I think he's got his degree in geometry and spatial relations and whatnot, and he's going to be successful in finding that kill. The other member, though, he's going to stay alive for a little while longer as he slowly bleeds out, dies a very slow death. Unique, he might end up paying for his sins because look at that. Noob Gang were quick to respond and get the third party on towards Team Checkmate. And for now, Unique is going to get finished off by Fozzy Ajay. In fact, it's going to be Total Gaming who comes in. So there's a fourth team who's going to be involved here in the skirmish. GZ Army, in the meantime, eyeing up XTZ Esports. I'm not too sure if they were aware of Optimum Esports that were making their way around. These supply drops, they've given away their location entirely, and they're going to have to rely on pure skill. For now, Noob Gang Anonymous, he's relying on his pure aim, trying to find these skills towards Total Gaming, but he's not going to be successful in doing so. Gives away his position, and now he's going to give away exactly where the supply drop is going to be there too. So Total Gaming could look to capitalize on that. They are going to be seeing the huge blue light up in the sky very, very shortly. But look at Rhythm. I think he has his bases covered. He has the LMG, but he's trying to go up against a sniper rifle on Honeydesk. He might end up really paying a hefty price if he's not careful. For now, though, Honeydesk is going to retreat, sound the alarms, because he's the only member alive for King's God.
Yeah, I love how he was hiding sneakily up on top of that tower. And he still managed to get spotted. But luckily, now that is, I mean, luckily or unluckily, whatever you want to call it, now that his position has been revealed, he's like, you know what, I might as well just get a couple of kills before I go down. He's outside the zone, so he's going to have to move in eventually. And that's a risky
this
move
is going to break his ankles as he drops to 25 HP. The glue wall's going to come through. The Arlo heal's going to be there as well, along with the med kit that should be enough to heal him back up, but he's going to drop again. Okay, he's able to not... he didn't take a lot of fall damage, so he's alright. He has the grappling hook as well, has a lot of mobility options, so he doesn't have to worry. But he might just have to, as I bite my words. Anonymous is going to be there to punish him, and King's God, they're going to get eliminated at 9th place here. And... 10th place here. They're not going to be too happy about that as 9 teams remain. Arun has the Dragon Orb, but how much work can he do? He looks towards Indro, but I think he's getting shot from the back. Huh, that was weird. I'm pretty sure I saw a hit marker. Yeah, I saw a hit marker from behind him. And the bullet probably ricocheted off the wall and hit him in the back.
You know what? You know what's even more weird? This is the 4th circle. 30 seconds later, we're going to have the 5th one. And there's still 20 players alive. There's not supposed to be these many players alive. And out of these 20 players, there's 2 teams which have like just one player surviving. Optimum Esports and Carbon Esports, they have like one player surviving. And everyone else has their full 4-man squads. So that's going to be a problem. We can almost, discount the last 2 players and say that the fight is now down to 5 teams, 20 players, but almost all of them are trying to contest for high ground, and I'm not sure if the zone will go in that direction. For now, we have Total Gaming going up against Crust Esports. Total Gaming, all of them hunched up inside that one compound, and now Total Gaming is getting shot by GZ Army? Huh? Why would they want to take a fight against GZ Army when they have an enemy right next to them? I'm not sure if Trust Esports are aware about the fact that the team next to them is Total Gaming or there's someone else. But if they did, then they might have been sure that Total Gaming has lost a couple of their players. They're not going to be so high on health. And this might be the perfect time for Trust Esports to assault them. But they don't need to do that right now. The zone will close in and then they'll determine which of these teams need to move. And that's why every team is just holding their ground. Meanwhile, GZ Army, they're showering bullets upon everyone. GZ Army first tried to take 5 seconds. Total Gaming, now they knocked out a player of XTZ Esports. And in return, Crust Esports return fire upon them as well. And now the zone moves. Crust Esports and Total Gaming have the most advantage. GZ Army and Optimum Esports are going to have to move towards them. So at this point, I think Crust Esports and Total Gaming might just, sign a peace treaty. And they're going to deal with the other teams first, and then they'll deal with each other. But here's the thing. Crust Esports control 3 out of the 4 houses inside this cluster of compounds. Meanwhile, everyone else, literally everyone else, they're going to have to work really, really hard to get into the zone.
Yeah, the gatekeepers are here, and it's going to be Noob Gang who's going to be knocking at the doors. They're trying to get in and get some real estate under their own belt, but I don't think they're going to be too successful. Rhythm is dropping glue wall after glue wall, trying to find himself a decent position, but look at Mafia Bala looking for those kills, looking for those knockdowns. Golden is going to find one, and GZ Army are also finding a lot of that. There's action all the way, all across the map. I mean, it's not a big map to begin with. The circle is pretty close, but the things, they're starting to heat up now. You know, all these teams trying to find all these firefights. I can't even follow it with my own eyes. XTZ Esports are finding kills on towards Team Crust Esports, who managed to lose one member. Total Gaming have also lost one, but Crust Esports will lose another, as Fozziacha is going to be the one who finds it. Ginotra dropping glue walls, trying to stay alive against Mafia Bala. Does he have a shotgun though? No, and Mafia Bala does. Mafia Bala though, he's got to come all the way around the glue wall. It's going to trap him. He's going to buy him some time to heal all the way back up, but it's getting quickly knocked down, and Ginotra don't think he's going to be too happy about that. XTZ Esports, can they cover him though? Looks like they can. Mafia Bala has been knocked down. Only one member is still standing. XTZ Illuminati, he's going to take his time to heal up. The grenade comes in. Is it going to be enough to finish him off? Yes, it is. Mafia Bala is going to go down. And Endro will find a kill onto Fozziacha. Total Gaming, they are out in third place. And now it's a fight between Crust Esports and XTZ. Not sure what Crust can do. Abhi, he's going to try and do something, but he's not going to be too successful. XTZ will take map number 2 on Kalahari in a very chaotic fashion, but they made it all the way to first place, managed to find themselves a few kills. I think I see a cricket bat in their hands, and that is very indicative of their performance. They came in and they spanked some people. They spanked Crust Esports, they spanked Total Gaming, and they were able to get themselves a lot of points. But, okay,
definitely.
Okay, look at Total Gaming score. Does that make sense to you? They came in third and they have 41 points.
Yeah, what? Because they had the zone to themselves, right? So they can gatekeep everyone else. They can rack up the kill points. 13 kills in the favor of Total Gaming, and that is more than enough to put them on top. But I'm just really impressed with XTZ Esports. They were in a horrible position. Both Crust and Total Gaming had the advantage over XTZ, and yet they're able to win. They have my respect. Hats off to them.
Absolutely, and I have to also commend the performance coming in from Noob Gang. I think they managed to make it all the way towards top 5 this time. Sort of staying consistent. They haven't really been able to improve the position. I think last time around too, they came in 4th, at least in terms of the score and the points. But this time around, they were able to stay alive for a little while longer. But slowly but surely, we are seeing these teams improve. But yeah, you mentioned Crust Esports qualifying yesterday, coming in 2nd place. I think they're going to be happy with this, you know. Especially going against names like Optimum, XTZ, Total. It's not a walk in the park by any stretch of the imagination.
Exactly. The fact that they were able to pressure Total Gaming for so long, they were able to hold 3 real estate compounds against Total Gaming. Yeah, that's an achievement. I mean, when you spread out across 3 houses, you have like one player inside 1 house. So if all 3 of the players assault you, if all 3 of the players of Total Gaming assault you one by one, they will clutch it out. I mean, you can't fight 1 versus 3 battles. 3v3, fair fight, but 1v3, definitely not. You know the principles of trading frags and everything. So they were able to do that against Total Gaming. That itself is commendable. And at the same time, they tried their best to gatekeep XTZ Esports. I think they're going to be pretty happy. Like, in the first game, the only 3 teams on top were the well-known teams. This time, we have an underdog in the mix. So good for them.
Yeah. Well, we are halfway through the maps, ladies and gentlemen, and in case you want to not miss out on the action, it's going to be happening again next week. We're going to have an open tournament again next week for the same amount of prize pool, same format, over 2 days, 24 teams playing it out on the first one, 12 teams playing it out on the second one. Make sure you follow One Play Esports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch. That's number One Play Esports. And do also make sure that you sign up for the Diamond Giveaway. The link is in the chat. You can sign up. Just make sure you stay tuned to the end, and you might walk away with 310 diamonds. For now, though, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back in 5 minutes with map number 3 on Purgatory. Blue walls going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off, though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here, unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel, and that's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well, and it's going to be a booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue walls going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel. That's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue walls going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel. That's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue walls going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel. That's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue walls going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel. That's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue walls going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to the One Play Esports Freefire Open India. My name is Floki. I'm joined by Crips. 2 maps have gone underway. We did see a decent performance coming in from some of these qualified teams. But unfortunately, not all of them are able to make it to the top. We're seeing XTZ Esports, Total Gaming, Optimum Esports, some of the more established teams really bringing their A game and giving these rookies a really tough fight. They're going to have to pull up their socks, like we mentioned earlier. And the competition is going to start getting higher as more and more of these teams start realizing how is it that they approach these games. The first two maps we saw, I believe we saw Total Gaming get eliminated rather quickly. They had their revenge in game number two, where even though they finished second, they managed to find themselves the most number of points. And in map number three here in Purgatory, I think some of these teams are going to be taking the principles and tactics they learned in map one and two. They're going to be figuring out how some of these teams play, especially Optimum Esports. You mentioned how they like to spread out across the high ground, and you mentioned how Total Gaming are very calculated, very calm, very decisive. It's going to be a very interesting experience, but we're going to have the standing screen coming in front of you really shortly, so you can have a look at where each team is, and we can figure out exactly how much they need to do if they want to make sure they get a bite at the 20k rupee prize pool versus XTZ
Yeah,
Esports.
yeah, XTC Esports managed to get into the top three of the previous game, and this time with the Booyah, they have themselves secured nice and easy on the top, 63 points. Then comes Optimum Esports. Once again, they were able to win the previous game. This time, though, they weren't in the top three, but still they are carrying that momentum forward. They had, 40 points in the first game. From that, they only came up to 50. So it's not that big of a jump, but it's still something. Total Gaming currently on the third place with 44 points. And surprisingly, ahead of GZ Army is Crust Esports. Yeah, I agree. It's only like a 1 point difference, but still, to find yourself ahead of a top team, I think Crust Esports has a bright future ahead of them.
Absolutely, especially here in this best of four with only two maps remaining. If Crust Esports manages to keep up this performance, they could overtake Total Gaming and Optimum Esports and potentially find themselves in the top three, walk away home with some extra pocket change, and maybe they'll be able to get themselves some extra goodies before Diwali kicks in. Maybe they're
Hmm.
gonna get themselves some paydays, some. Not really sure what other sweets people like. I myself am a fan of chocolate burfis. Those are my favorite things. So maybe some of the players are gonna spend some money towards that. But regardless, even if you don't make it to the top three, it's gonna be a very interesting learning experience. We're gonna figure out how some of these teams play, and the map screen is gonna be in front of you shortly. We are gonna be making our way towards Purgatory, the third map of the day. And I don't think we've had the experience of casting these maps yesterday, Crip. So, do you have what are your thoughts on this map? How is it different from Kalahari and Bermuda? What makes it stand out?
So this map is wide and open. The importance of glue walls is more in this map because there's not a lot of places to hide, and there's vast
Hmm.
open fields that leave you very vulnerable and exposed. Um, I guess if you wanted to compare this map to Pisa, that would be appropriate because it is nice, wide, and open. Although it's a green
Yeah,
pizza, so I don't know,
yeah.
full of like
Nobody really
broccoli or
likes that.
something. What,
Yeah, it's
you don't like
broccoli,
broccoli?
lettuce, cabbage. I am not a huge fan of broccoli, man. It doesn't belong on a pizza. I know that much at least. But regardless, before we get into the game, ladies and gentlemen, you must do us both a favor. You must follow One Play Esports on all of their social media because they're going to be coming up with more of these tournaments in the future, so you don't want to miss out on any of them. In fact, if you want to take part in the Free Fire Open India, you can do that. We're going to be coming out soon with the links, and you can register your team over there. Maybe have a shot at the 20k rupees prize pool yourself. In the meantime, also make sure you sign up for the diamond giveaway in the description down below. 310 diamonds, 5 lucky viewers. Just make sure you stay to the end of the stream. And you're going to be walking home with some extra diamonds, with some extra cash in your pocket if you register. And hey, if you're really, really lucky, maybe you're going to do that again and again because we're going to be having 2 more weeks of this. But yeah, we're going to be jumping into the game real soon and we're going to be seeing where the teams are going to be dropping. Purgatory, a new map. We haven't seen this before in this tournament, and right off the bat, so many teams are
Wow.
dropping in really, really
Wow.
early. A colorful spread towards the southern part of the map.
Yeah, this was unexpected. I thought, most of the teams would inject themselves somewhere towards Brasilia, and that also is happening. But we have three teams in the Southern Island. We have Dino the Day going towards Fire Brigade, team number 6 going towards Lumber Mill, Total Gaming trying to take control of Central, and actually spreading out by sending Vasio down south. That's
Mhm.
unheard of. That's
That is
really unheard
risky.
of. Yeah, it's risky too. I mean, if you want to look at Mutants' position, they're on the southern part of the main island, not inside Brasilia, but on the southern part. So if they decide to just stay there, they can gatekeep all the teams coming up from the southern island.
Yeah, and right off the bat, I can hear shots being fired right away. You know, there's gonna be a lot more aggression here in the early game compared to the last few games. And as soon as I say that, Scooper is gonna eat a few bullets, get pumped a little bit full of lead, but thankfully the Arlo heal's gonna come in, so he's not gonna be too worried about that, as no resources really are gonna be expended to make sure he stays alive for a little while longer. Goku Fahim though, walking around with fists, does have one weapon up. I believe it's a rifle.
It's a
I
powerful.
can't really get a
It's a
good look
powerful.
at it. Ah, it's a powerful.
It's a
There we go.
powerful, right?
Uh-huh,
You know,
and
powerful
he's
is like
putting
one
it
of
to
the
good use.
newer. Yeah, Paraffel is one of the newer rifles in the game. I don't know why a lot of people don't like this rifle. I feel like it's amazing. It's like one of those high risk, high reward rifles. Very high damage, not that great rate of fire, but it's decent. But the recoil, oh my god, is terrible on this gun. If you do know how to handle the recoil, then Paraffel can be a devastating weapon in your hands. But yeah, public service announcement, guys. The Paraffel is not bad. Go ahead and try it out.
Absolutely, you might be able to find yourself a booyah, and you can thank Crips later on his Instagram. Make sure you stick towards the end of the stream though, because we are going to be shouting out everyone's social media, and we're also going to be giving away 510 diamonds. But more on that later. For now, I think I'm seeing checkmate close in towards Team C, the team number 3. I can't really make out who that team is. The scoreboard isn't up yet, but yeah, team number 3. It's actually the Mutants, so might be seeing a bit of a skirmish here.
Yeah, the Mutants decided to drop towards the southern part of Brasilia over here. Now, that's a concern. The southern part of Brasilia is not that loot intensive. There's not a lot of houses. Yeah, downtown Brasilia, sure, but like the extreme borders of the map, it doesn't have too much. And now they're going to have to go in and fight against Checkmate with not the best of loot. So let's see how this pans out. Technically, this is supposed to be their comfort zone, right? This is the classic Mutants dropping into Brasilia, taking these fights head on. This is supposed to be the thing that they do best. And as long as everyone has like one weapon each, they should be fine. I think they have like the bare minimum utility to initiate this assault, and they're gonna go ahead with this. They're just trying to gather information before they figure out where their enemies are, and a nade comes in, so they know that there's at least one person in the house in front of them. But Shahid, as he tries to go out, he's gonna get knocked out. Gurkira does at least end up knocking Dead End, so that's 3v3. They have a fair trade. But who's gonna go ahead and revive Shahid now? Dead End though, I don't think he will be revived, because here comes the cavalry, and my goodness, that's what the Mutants are good at. The Mutants are just so good. They have revived Shahid. It's Mehul who's down now, but before Esports could, before Checkmate could, get their bearings straight, the Mutants come in and wipe the floor with them.
Yeah, they didn't even wait to kill all the people that were knocked down. They were like, we're gonna find the last guy and we're gonna kill him instead.
Yeah.
Just a lot more efficient. No, you don't end up wasting your bullets. And Mutants, you want to save those bullets for later. I was going to say that they had a pretty decent chance of taking that fight. Shahid had, I believe one of their members had a shotgun on Checkmate, but unfortunately they never got close enough to make full use of that. And as a result, they kind of were caught with their pants down. Now the circle is going to be closing in towards the eastern part of the map, I believe. Pardon my geography, it's not the best. I'm not sure if the left is east or the west. But yeah. As the circle starts closing in, they're going to have to cross this river, and it's not going to be a very easy task to do so, because I only see 2 bridges up, and with the high ground that GZ Army have found themselves, they're going to be gatekeeping this place super, super hard. Even Crust Esports, look at that. Total Gaming are making their way right now, and no one's really preventing them from doing so.
Yeah, I feel like Crust Esports could have accomplished a lot more if they held on to one of the bridges or maybe one of the zip lines. This is rare, by the way, Floki. This is the first time I'm seeing the circle move towards the western island in Purgatory. Usually it sticks to the mainland, but this is going to be a fresh start. It's new for both you and me. So I think it's new for the teams as well. Like 1 in 100 circles goes towards the western side of the island, and it's that rare. So yeah, let's see how these teams adapt, because a lot of teams like dropping towards the center, towards fields, and towards Brasilia, but this time they all have been thrown the curveball. Let's see how they adapt to it.
Absolutely. You end up going against Pin when you were expecting a baseball, and only the best of the batsmen can handle those kind of situations. We'll see what these teams are made of. Right off the bat, I see Carbon Esports. They lost one of their members, so they're not going to be too pleased about that, as they also have a mammoth task ahead of themselves, trying to get into this circle all the way from Marble Works. They're gonna have a long
They're in there.
distance. Okay, they're in there. Never mind that. But yeah, they're in there. Regard. Yeah, they're in there. But GZ Army, I think they know about this. We'll see though. We'll see if they are able to shut them down. There's a VSS on King Khan, but it's not the best at this range.
Actually, now even I'm confused. I'm not sure if Marvel Works is in the zone yet. They might be on like close to the zone or something. It would be just really nice if we could see the minimap right now. That would clear up all.
Yeah, okay, that
Smack in
makes
the
a lot
center.
of sense. Yeah,
Smack in the center.
yeah,
Yeah. So at this point, even CG, that's going to be Team 6, they're not going to have a lot of trouble. The bridges are pretty much empty. Not really. Nobody is just going for the bridge camp. Nobody is going for the zipline camps. That's rare, to be honest. I'm really surprised. I'm not sure why this is happening, but it is what it is. Optimum Esports playing it safe on the edge of the circle all the way in north. Literally nobody next to them. And as far as I know, Optimum Esports, they're probably not even going to take the bridge. They'll take the zip line, or they'll just swim their way across. Meanwhile, we have Diana the Day, who are taking the long way around. They went towards Lumbermill, and now they are trying to make their way into the zone very late. And I assume they will run into Team CG. So that's going to be a bit of a problem for them. Kings Esports, no trouble for them just yet. The circle still favors them. They still have a little bit of mainland left. But almost every team has already made their way into the zone. But look at XTZ. They are trying to go for the water rotation. Oh, they're going to go for a nice swim, and they're playing it way too safe.
Yeah, they're just going to go all the way around and not take any unnecessary risks. Zone, though, they can't really swim out their way out of the map. So they're going to have to make sure that they get back in quickly, because I think the zone's going to start closing in rather soon. Thankfully, it doesn't leave a lot of damage, but if they just remain there on the low ground, they could end up getting shot at by some of the teams that are up there, like a GZ Army. We saw them holding that area. They weren't really gatekeeping the bridge, but when you see people swimming their way in, there's no way you can fight back. Those are just free kills.
Yeah. I'm actually liking this approach with CG. You see, CG is finally going for a bridge camp. Well, not exactly bridge camp. They have the ferry pier next to them, but one of their players is still on the other island. They're still up on top over there. You see? Yeah. So this could be like a classic sandwich tactic. They might be aware that Diana the Day is trying to approach them. So if this works, if this split up approach works, they might be able to sandwich Diana the Day in a very, very disgusting sandwich.
Yeah, it's gonna be a sloppy mess. It's going to be full of blood and lead and bullets, and it's not a sandwich that anybody wants to eat, nor does anybody want to be in there.
I mean, I've seen red ketchup, but nah, blood tastes bad, man.
Yeah, I just never fathomed ketchup. Making a lot of food references, I think...
yeah, dude, you're making me hungry, dude. I mean, you compared the map to a pizza, and then you said the teams will buy peras and chocolates with their money and whatnot. I don't know, man. I just hope Diana the Day can buy their way into the zone, because they are getting pummeled by the zone, and they are getting shot by the last remaining member of Team CG. But guess what? They're gonna return fire.
Yeah, Noob Gang. They're gonna lose Carbari. He's gone. I mean, you mentioned how he's gonna take that risk and maybe try and get a sandwich up and running, but looks like he just ended up getting knocked down by all 4 of those members. I'm not too sure what happened, and the zone is gonna kill him along with his down state. It's not doing any favors for his health, and Noob Gang down to a 3v4 too. It's really not gonna help them, because we talked earlier how they need to get some more kills. They need to get a higher position if they want to have a shot at the 20k rupee prize pool. So if they want to break into top 3, they really need to make sure that all their members stay alive. Unfortunately, losing one right off the bat, it's not the worst thing in the world, but you really start feeling it when the game is you're not seeing a lot of action. For now, the Mutants, 2 members are going to get knocked down, as Malik and Mehul are both going to be dropped. Total Gaming and Crust Esports, they combine their force and find 1 kill each. And now Crust, they're going to call for the supply drop. Interesting
stuff.
Worst
sandwich? You have been to those open, hi-fi restaurants. You know what? I'm actually going to discuss this later. It's a pretty... I don't know.
Yeah,
Stupid philosophy.
I
But
mean,
for now, let's just focus on the
there's
fights. This is more interesting.
yeah, there's a fight breaking out right now. Mafia Ball had the sniper out, and I think he had spotted the members of the Mutants who's trying to run away with the cars, but I'm not sure they're gonna be too successful. Mafia Ball quick to scope in. He's gonna be able to find the knock on to Goku for him like that. Oh my goodness, Mafia Bala. Okay, I get it. You're here to play. We get the idea. How much more can he do though? With one member knocked down, the other member is going to be finished up. Vasio comes in the nick of time and is going to be able to help out his teammates and secure the loot for himself. The Mutants, they're gone. They found themselves 4 kills, but that's all they're going to end up finding as they get knocked out in 11th place. Not really the position you want to go out on. Anonymous in the meantime is fighting Die Another Day, but he's gonna pay a hefty price for it as Die Another Day are finding tons and tons of kills. Noob Gang slowly but surely being taken out. Punisher's gonna go down. It's just gonna be Rhythm, the Clutch Minister himself. Can he do much? The glue wall's going down. He's trying to revive him, but all the members from Die Another Day are gonna hound him. And look at that, Superstar. I believe that's his name. No, it's Superman. Comes in, throws out the punch, and the death blow has been dealt. Noob Gang are gonna get eliminated at 10th place. With now only 9 teams remaining in the fray. Ribbo going wild on the scoreboard. He's finding that some multiple shots on Kingsguard members. Patience pays its dividends. And Kingsguard, well, they're going to be on the receiving end of that. As Honeydesk is also going to get knocked down. And Kingsguard, I think they're close to the brink of death over here. Oh man,
this was brutal.
So much action. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like Rippo getting 3 kills like that, back to back, that was amazing. And he might just be able to confirm them as well. Honey Design does get revived courtesy of Rocky Rocks, but now he's gonna have to climb a tall wall, and I don't think he's gonna be able to make it in there in time. Rocky Rocks, can he crawl back to safety?
Oh, revived him nice. Through the wall? That was interesting.
Yeah, dude.
But, Ribbo is there from the back to make sure that those shenanigans aren't up for too long. Is able to shut them down very quickly and find the kill onto Kingsguard.
Triple kill.
Yeah, that was interesting, right? Reviving him through the wall. We don't see that often. It's a feature,
I
but
didn't even know it worked that way.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of it. It's a feature, but nobody really has, what do you say?
Used it. Exploited
yeah,
it.
nobody's really used it that often. I mean, in the heat of the moment, Brain EXE stops working. So, yeah, for you to think of it like that, it's amazing. And he needed to revive him because he needed him to get inside the zone. He wouldn't have been able to crawl to safety. But we're going to talk about that later because Carbon Esports over here is getting into a fight. And Mihu has been knocked out already. GZ Army raining fire upon them from above. But Charcy seems to be pretty safe for now. He does take a little bit of damage. Mihu gets revived. That's good. So it's a 4 versus 3 right now. I don't think GZ Army will want to attack them or, rush upon them right now because they have a good compound. They don't want to leave this. And from this place, they can gatekeep 2 teams. They can gatekeep Carbon Esports and they can gatekeep Optimum Esports as well. But that's what happens when you try to take a fight against Optimum like that. The long-range battles of Optimum Esports are just way too strong. Their team is full of some really strong snipers. And if you try to gatekeep them like that, you've got to have the aim and the accuracy of Athena herself. Optimum Esports, though, they managed to make their way into the zone, and now they're taking a fight against Ribbo. Ribbo's already proven his worth because of those lovely sniper rifle shots. So this would be the perfect challenge. The battle of the snipers, and Abhay and Mafia Bala are both trying to take shots onto Optimum Esports. Uncultured, though, they realize that they have a little bit of a chance. Optimum Esports is distracted with Total Gaming, and they're going to use this opportunity to get the kills upon them as well. Rahil, he's trying to cross across the other side as the zone keeps pushing Optimum Esports even further and further into the zone, and they are taking so much damage from both the sides. They are sandwiched, and this is not the kind of one you would want to eat. Ribbo does manage to knock out Tyagi, but while I say that, his teammates did manage to cover themselves with the other warehouse somehow. Optimum Esports alive for now, but I don't think they will be able to get out. They are cornered, and I don't think they have any way into the zone. Somehow, Rahil, that was a big ballsy move without any glue walls, without anything at all. He just straight up bum rushes across the gap and crosses the warehouse. Lovely stuff. Even Tyagi manages to do that, but unfortunately, Mafia won't be able to cross. He gets caught, and Tyagi, he gets picked off by Ribbo's crossbow. Lovely stuff, and now Rahil realizes there's no way he can revive Tyagi. He's gonna have to play this game as a one-man squad.
Yeah. It's gonna be him against the world. He's gonna have to pull out the performance of John Rambo and maybe go in guns blazing, or maybe be like John Wick and be a little stealthy. Make sure he survives long enough and is able to find those end kills, propel his position a little bit further, and make sure his team is able to advance and have a comfortable position going into the final map of the game. For now, though, Carbon Esports, they lost their member at the start. They have absolutely no kills to their name. Can they turn their fate around? They're gonna be very happy if they could do so. But look at that. In the meantime, Uncultured are gonna find themselves an extra kill. And
Shutdown.
Rahil, well, he's going to go down, and Optimum Esports is going to be the end of their story here in map number 3 on Purgatory. But look at this Purgatory. He's going to have the SMG, the MP5, doing a lot of work. He knocks down Mihu, Carbon Esports, with only one member up and running. It's going to be King Kong, who has a P90, but the zone is going to start closing in. The heal comes in, but can he turn around? Can he find the kills? That's the question. He makes it inside the zone, but I'm not too sure if he's in a decent position. I think they're aware of it. They should be well aware of it. GZ Army.
No.
Oh my goodness, he almost ended up dropping there. King Khan with the P90 at the last moment was able to get a lot of damage in, but he didn't knock him down, and now his position is revealed. This is not good.
Oh, he had a free kill onto Gaudru right there, but Gaudru exacts revenge. Oh, King Khan's he's gonna be feeling really bad about that one. But while all of this is happening, Floki, keep in mind that Total Gaming have used this chaos as an opportunity to get themselves inside the center of the zone. And why? Goodness, Gaudru, he's going berserk. He knocks out a team all by himself, and now he's gonna have to go up against Team Total Gaming, who have the zone advantage. But here's the thing: while Total Gaming are busy fighting with GZ Army, Uncultured might just take advantage of this thing. Aussie Ajay trying his best to gatekeep Gaudru, blows up his glue wall, blows up his skull, and Golden, he picks off Voltage. Promit tries to go around the wall, and he's done a good enough job of knocking him out. But Mafiawala's nade posthumously knocks him out. And Uncultured, even they are losing out. It seems like this game is in the bag for Total Gaming, unless, of course, GZ Army's last man standing, Abhay, is able to pull off a 1v3 clutch with the close-range sniper rifles. He's taken a huge risk, and he has a paraffil as well. None of these weapons are suited for close-range battles, so he's just going to try and surround himself with a bunch of glue walls, build himself a little cocoon, and I don't think that cocoon will let him emerge out as a butterfly. He's just going to get crushed.
Yeah. Nature's not too kind, and the cocoon gets crushed as he's gonna die a sad caterpillar. Total Gaming, though, they're gonna be happy with the performance. After they finished in second place with 41 points, and now they finished in first place, they're gonna be too happy with the amount of points they've secured. However, I do believe there's another team that got more points than them, and that's GZ Army, because they had 13 kills. That is disgusting. That's almost 3 squads eliminated by themselves alone. And you were mentioning, I believe his name was Korvogru. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that. Sorry if I'm butchering it. But yeah, that man got a ton of kills towards the end. Look at that. Abhay got 6. Gvoru got 4. That's like 10 kills just between those two members. Great individual plays coming from GZ Army. And then Uncultured, well, they finally made their mark. After having a little bit of a lukewarm map 1 and map 2, they're able to find themselves on the 3rd position, secure themselves some points, and hopefully propel themselves upward, maybe above Noob Gang. And if they get lucky, if they're able to take the right firefights in the next map, hey, maybe they might end up on 2nd or 3rd position and walk away home with some cash in their hands. For now, though, we're gonna be... Yeah, go on.
Here's the thing, Floki. Take a look at the team that comes in at 11th place. It's the Mutants. This is their strongest map. Purgatory is supposed to be their home ground, but they got knocked out right at the beginning. Now that is going to hurt them quite a lot.
Yeah, that is going to be a huge blow to their confidence. To get knocked out on your home turf, that's really something. You think you know something, and then you end up getting knocked down by a bunch of teams that you've never played against before. It's going to be a bit of a shock to the system, but that's good. That's what you got to do. The world is brutal. It's not an easy place to live in, especially when you're playing against 11 teams for a 20k rupee prize pool. They're going to give it their all, and we're going to be making our way towards map 4 very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. But before we do that, we're going to take a small break. Make sure you follow One Play Esports on all their social media, and make sure you sign up for the diamond giveaway. Until then, give us 5 minutes and we'll be right back with map number 4, which is Bermuda.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel and that's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue walls going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel and that's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue walls going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel and that's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue walls going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel and that's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue walls going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel and that's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue walls going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel. That's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue walls going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel. That's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue walls going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel. That's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that, absolute relentless aggression. Blue walls going down. Princing is going to end up dropping. Does he finish him off though? Yes, he does. They're going to be losing some of their members here unless Rocky has something to say about it. He's actually able to shut them all down.
Yeah, Team Silently Loud is in a lot of trouble now. And that nade, oh my god, that was brutal. Takes down 2 players and he doesn't stop. He wants to bombard them with shrapnel. That's going to be the end of them.
But they're not able to do much. They're not able to find these kills. Carbon Esports are closing in. They're surrounding him. And the zone is going to finish off Ribbo. Carbon Esports, they're going to find the Booyah Crips.
Guess what? Blue walls are breakable. They're not permanent cover. It's going to be really difficult for them to get in the zone.
Just like that, Anonymous, he ends up going down as well. And it's going to be a Booyah.
The entrances are being blocked by blue walls so that they can isolate and exterminate, but Pawan with a double kill.
His life here, he makes it out, gets knocked down, gets taken down. Well, look at that. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit late, but we are here nonetheless. Welcome back to the One Play Esports Free Fire Open India. My name is Floki. I'm joined by Crips. Before we get into the thick of things, I do have a few things to mention over here. So we received a word from production and League Ops, and apparently a 15-point penalty is going to be levied on GZ Army for dropping a glue wall through the walls. That is against the rules that was mentioned, and they have the liberty to take away points in case they exploit bugs. Bug exploitation is something that is frowned upon and looked down upon, so as a result, they're going to be penalized for that. And also, King's God is going to drop out of this game because unfortunately, they have some very urgent matters that they need to tend to, and as a result, they will not be competing in map number 4. Unfortunately for them, there's no hope to get a booyah, there's no hope to climb up to the top 3 and get a share of the 20k rupee prize pool. But yeah, Crips, a 15-point penalty levied on GZ Army. I don't think they're going to be too happy about the fact that that happened. You know, you end up exploiting a bug and you end up losing 15 points. That's a lot of hard work down the drain.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is a bug. I thought I mean, in their opinion, they were doing something smart, but it was just against the rules. So it's okay. GZ Army still find themselves in the top 3, even after the penalty with 67 points, although they are going to have to work extra hard now to catch up with Total Gaming. XTZ Esports does overtake them because of this, even though XTZ Esports were not really, too hot in the Purgatory map, and GZ Army had a much better position than them. So unfortunate stuff for them. But hey, at least they're still above Optimum Esports, so that's something.
Yeah. We're going to have the map screen coming in shortly as well, ladies and gentlemen. The final map of the day is going to be Bermuda, where the map we started on. And Optimum Esports took the first map, but we'll see if they have the capacity to take it again. They will be quite happy if they manage to do that, because they have a shot at making it for the first place. Right now, it's Total Gaming followed by XTZ Esports. I am not quite sure who the third place team was, but regardless, we're going to find out who the real
GZ.
winner is going to be by the. It was GZ Army. There you go. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. But yeah, we're gonna find out who the winner is gonna be. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the game, I have an announcement to make. So a lot of you in chat have been asking us how you can participate in this tournament. In case you're wondering, it's very simple. It's gonna happen every week up until the end of November. So in case you want to register, just make sure you follow One Play Esports on their YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch, because that's where the announcement for the registrations are gonna be made. It's not just shameless social media plugging. It's somewhere where you're gonna be able to find value, somewhere you're gonna be able to register tournaments. So make sure you follow them, and also make sure you sign up for the diamond giveaway in the description down below. I believe there's a link in the chat. You can click on it, register, and you have a shot at winning 310 diamonds. 5 of you will walk away with that prize. For now, let's get into the game, Crips, because it's going to be the final map of the day. Bermuda is the one that's going to be coming up, and I'm excited to see if some of these underdog teams have what it takes to eliminate Total Gaming and XTZ early on and possibly creep up into the top 3. I mean, it's going to take a lot for these teams to get there, but it's still possible.
Yeah, definitely. They must have learned from their mistakes in the previous game. Map number 1, a map where Total Gaming did not really perform that well. I think they would want to, fix their mistakes as well. But guess what? All the other teams will learn from the first map as well. So it's going to be like a really interesting game because everyone's trying to counter each other. And right off the bat, we can see Team CG trying to contest Total Gaming towards Mill. But the moment they see Total Gaming over, they just take a complete U-turn and now they're heading towards Riverside. That was a little funny to watch. But once again, Crust Esports and Team Mutants are going to be fighting each other in Sentosa. Now that's going to be interesting. Everyone else is pretty much safe.
Yeah, decent spread across the map. Everyone's going to be a little bit happy, except for maybe Crust Esports. The Mutants are running in. I think they're just going to be able to fistic up their number right off the bat. They get themselves their hands on a few weapons, and I think they're going to start bringing it to them. Mayhul is able to find the first kill from one of the members on Crust Esports. And the Mutants, you mentioned this is the way they like to play. They're aggressive. They're like a shark. They smell blood in the water. But this time around, Mayhul is going to be stabbed in the back as he ends up getting knocked down. Where's the teammates though? Where is Guri Kirat when you need him? He's trying to make his way around. Shahid Malik is going to end up getting dropped as well. And 3 members of the Mutants are going down. Their risk is not really paying off dividends. He's taking out his frying pan. He's trying to whack him with it. But Mutants, they're going to be eliminated in last place. An extremely ambitious play comes in from the players. And well, guess what? Sometimes your ambition, it has to be backed by hard work in reality. And the Mutants, they were lacking that, and they get eliminated in last place. Crust Esports, they walk away with 4 kills, but they do lose 1 member for it. A worthwhile trade regardless.
Yeah, a very worthwhile trade. And they got rid of the Mutants. Pretty much every team in the tournament is going to be thanking them for this because the Mutants are the dark horses. They are like the wild team. You can never predict what they're going to do. And sometimes when the Mutants realize that they're not going to win the tournament, they just try to make sure that some other team loses. So they're like, if they go down, they're going to take you down with them. And eliminating Mutants in the first place, that's going to be a really big favor for everyone else. And it's going to make the map more disciplined and more stable.
Absolutely, but look at this. I believe Carbon Esports, they have just 1 stray member walking in towards Noob Gang, trying to act as if he's a part of them. Not sure if they're going to buy into the ruse. They're going to start shooting him as soon as they see him, and I think, yeah, he realizes that he's exposed and he's going to make a run for the hills. Unfortunately, he might run into some of the Total Gaming members because they are also surrounding him. And Carbon Esports, they are making their way over here. Noob Gang, they're going to have to be careful and bring their A game. Blue Wall gets dropped down. He's making his way inside, but I think he's being shot in the back by a Total Gaming member. And look at that. He actually walks back out. 3 members from Noob Gang peek him together. That is not the sight you want to be seeing. And Chelsea, he's going to get taken down. And Carbon Esports, 1 man down, have a big decision to make. Do they continue to fight or do they retreat? Well, I see one of the members running away already, and I think the answer is going to be loud and clear for them. They're going to tuck their tail and run.
Yeah, but will they be able to? Not sure. There's 3 teams in the vicinity. We have Total Gaming. We also have we've got Team Noob Gang, and at the same time we have Team Carbon Esports. So these 3 teams, it's gonna make it a little difficult for anyone to run away from here, especially when Carbon Esports are so spread out. They have complete control of the bridge and the dam area, and Mafia Bala, he keeps getting peppered by bullets, and he keeps wondering where is he getting shot from. He's not spotting anyone, and of course he can't spot anyone because he's getting shot from 3 different angles. I'm surprised the other few players of Carbon Esports haven't revealed their own positions yet. Why would they? Because they're a man down. They try to retain that man. They try to make sure that they don't lose any more members. So that's why I guess they're a little afraid to fight. However, if they take advantage of the terrain well, if they take advantage of the many places of hiding that the dam provides, they might just be able to get to safety. I can't say the same for Fozi Ajay though. No. He was caught out in the open. He was taking damage before as well, and he wasn't able to figure out from where, and now he's going to pay the price for it.
Yeah, deja vu for Total Gaming as they lose one of their members right off the start. Thankfully, they don't lose their entire team just yet, but if they're not careful, they're going to get picked off like this from these very keen members from Noob Gang and Carbon Esports. Some of the newcomers that qualified from yesterday, they're like sharks in the water. They smell blood, and this time, it's going to be Anonymous's blood. He does make it out alive, though. I'm not sure he knows where Mihu is positioned, and he's going to make a run for it. Doesn't really care too much about where Mihu is, and yeah, he's going to advance with his team. Oh, but okay, he's getting shot at again.
Yeah, this seems a little iffy for me. Total Gaming realized that there's really no point fighting this battle. These teams, they have no idea what they're doing. They're just trying to engage, disengage. They don't know what they want to do, and Total Gaming don't want to get into a fight where they don't have any sort of stability. So they're like, you know what? Let me just go back. Let me just go back to middle. They're gonna make their way into the zone safely, and then they'll decide which fights they want to take and which fights they don't. There's really no point hanging out around Riverside. It's one of the most redundant areas in the map. The circle barely ever goes there, and even if it does, the teams don't really know how to navigate around it because there's a big river in the center. There's like 2 different dams, and the whole terrain is just so uncomfortable for the teams. Most people just want to avoid it as much as they can. But speaking of the circle, it's wide open. A lot of area in Peak is still up for grabs. The main central mansion, it hasn't been occupied. Bhima Sakti Strip, completely empty. Clock Tower, completely empty. Hangar, not a single soul in sight. So all the teams coming in from north, they're going to have plenty of real estate. They don't have to worry about a single thing.
Yeah, but the circle has been drawn out, and I think now these teams are going to start closing in. A green circle comes, and I'm not too sure what that was. But
yeah, that green circle is basically it shows you what where the next zone is going to be. So now we know that Mars Electric is not going to be in the circle. We know Hangar isn't going to be in the circle anymore. It's going to go back up towards the Clock Tower, Factory, Pochinok area, which is like a deja vu of the previous game.
Exactly, and once again, we're going to be seeing GZ Army in a really good position to capitalize. They're right in the bang middle of it. They close towards Peak. You mentioned the central mansion that hasn't been occupied just yet. Maybe GZ Army looks to do that, but Diana they are right now exchanging fire with some members from Noob Gang, and might be seeing some heads blown off their shoulders in just a little bit. Total Gaming on the outskirts are also making it inside. Could potentially third-party Noob Gang if they're not careful. Mafia Bala, though, I think he got shot from somewhere, and he's just as confused as I am as to where that bullet came from and why it had his name on it.
Regardless, I don't think Total Gaming is in too much danger right now. They're trying to get into the zone, but yeah, it's kind of iffy because the area of the zone in which they will be approaching is already occupied by Diana the Day, and they're busy fighting Noob Gang right now. So maybe Total Gaming would want to go around it. Or who knows, if they're kill hungry, they might just get into the action. They might just get into the thick of things, just like Team Diana the Day wants to do right now. They are ready to assault this black house. And they do realize there's one person in this house, but what they don't know is that the other few players are in the other house on the other side, downstairs. Now, this could be a little problematic. they might realize that they've split up, but they don't know exactly how many players are where. So this is a risky mission. They get into the house, but the only way they can get up is by using the utility properly. One nade, and oh my god, it was cooked to perfection. It lands directly under Anonymous' feet. Huh. That was beautiful.
You spoke about perfect utility, and like a prophet, you predicted that the utility is going to have to be used well. And Deep, he heard you. It's almost telepathic. He heard what he had to do, and he's like, you know what, Crips, I'm going to deliver. You want good utility usage? I'll show you how it's done. And then I'll even take a couple of kills over here, as Punisher's going to end up going down. It's not by Die Another Day members. It was Total Gaming who snagged that kill. I believe it was Vasio, but Noob Gang bleeding heavily, down to 2 of their members. This is not the start that they imagined. They're going to find in this map after those early skirmishes. But I think this is what they have to work with. They don't really have a lot of options here, as Karpari has himself a few medkits, has himself a glue wall too. But yeah, it's going to be difficult to protect himself against all these Die Another Day members. Total Gaming, in the meantime, are trying to enter. Superman is in perfect position to shut them down. Dragger, with the VSS, should be able to provide him ample of cover. I see grenades being exchanged. I'm not sure if they're going to be tossed out just yet, but look at Karpari. Just caught in this corner. Move when you get shocked. Much like Saw. It's a torture trap of sorts.
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah.
So Total Gaming somehow managed to get away from it. They're rotating all the way around the edges of the zone and trying to get in there. So they somehow managed to avoid this fight. Even though at one point Superman was, holding them outside the zone, trying to gatekeep them. Superman was like, I don't mind taking some blue zone damage as long as I get to eliminate the toughest team in the competition. And they are gonna get rid of Golden. But Vasio, he does try to exact revenge. He's gonna get knocked down by the plays on himself. And while I say that, there's another fight breaking out between XTZ Esports and GZ Army. Gaudru going berserk. He's knocked out Ginotra as well. And before his teammate can put up a glue wall to revive him, he's gonna finish him off as well. The glue wall breaks. Illuminati takes a lot of damage. And they realize that this might just be a losing battle unless they have something to say about it. They try to use the utility, but using the utility when you're on the low ground can be a little difficult. Oh, but there's a nice duel with that he can curve the nades under. Abhay, regardless of that, he's going to shoot one player through the walls. That's what the M82B does. It's the anti-glue wall gun, and you can wall bang right through it. Indro gets taken down by Arun as well, and that's going to be the end of Mr. Jai. GZ Army with surgical precision, not losing a single player, not losing. They didn't even lose a lot of HP in that fight. Lovely stuff from them. A very clean battle.
Yeah, it was free. All those kills were completely free. They didn't even use any of their abilities to get back to full HP. GZ Army, that's about as good as it gets. It's like going to a buffet completely hungry, and you end up eating all the chicken there is, and they're like, sir, we're going to have to escort you outside. You're taking too much value. This is not how the business works. And GZ Army... Yeah, I mean, they've called their friends, they've called their family. Exactly, like everyone got a piece of the pie. Everyone goes home full. The UAV is gonna come in, though. Thankfully, no other team is in the vicinity to take advantage of that. But it still might prompt them to get the hell out. Look at this Crust Esports. Duke is gonna end up getting dropped out, courtesy of the VSS in the hands of Roy17, and he's now trying to finish him off. Does he see the other member though? He does. He's also dealing a lot of damage to him. Tripathi is also gonna get knocked down. Duke, he's gonna have a buddy in arms. But look at that, the zone is going to now start closing in, and we'll see if he has enough. I think he saw him. I think he saw him firing away. Duco going to get rezzed up. The heal is going to come in. He takes out his Spang and swings at the air in anger, but Carbon Esports are able to take down Crust Esports, as at the same time, all 3 members end up getting knocked down with the perfect plan coming in. Great communication here from Carbon Esports, as they're able to eliminate Crust Esports, who were hovering quite close to the top of the leaderboard, mind you, Crips. These guys, Carbon Esports, they finally awakened. After those first 3 maps that didn't really go their way, they're finally starting to show us how it's done.
Yeah, and a good start to them too. 4 kills in their name, and I am a little concerned for them right now because the circle just hard shifts away from them. If they're a little patient, Checkmate Esports will leave the clock tower area, and then nobody will be there to gatekeep Carbon Esports. But if they walk in right now, they will just run straight into Checkmate, and I don't think that's a fight they can afford to take right now.
Yeah, and look at GZ Army in the smack dab middle of the circle. They do not have to move an inch. At the very start, they were able to occupy this pole position, and they haven't left since. Carbon Esports, They're gonna have a long route ahead of them. They need to put in some work if they want to get close to the circle and finish close to the top because Team Checkmate is right ahead of them in that compound, in that factory area, I believe. And they're gonna see them coming. They're gonna hear them coming, and they're gonna make sure that it's not gonna be an easy battle for Carbon Esports.
I'm
Roy?
actually very happy for GZ Army right now because like you said, they're in the smack center of the zone. The biggest competitors they have, Mutants, Total Gaming, XTZ, all three of them have been eliminated. The only threat remaining for them right now is going to be Optimum Esports. And guess what? There is going to be Team Checkmate heading right towards Optimum Esports so that they can take care of them. But here's the thing. If these
Oh
teams get
no.
into a fight right now, it's going to be very problematic because they're all outside the zone. Factory is not... Wait, is Factory in the zone? I would like to take a look at the minimap if it's there. Nope, it's not. It's not. So all these teams need to make their way in, and GZ Army is in perfect position to gatekeep them all. Unless, of course, they finish each other off. Here's Checkmate. They get a bunch of kills. Dead End has been knocked out. I don't think they have the luxury of reviving him right now because the circle's already moving, but they're going to go for it regardless. Shambabot, he will be able to get his teammate back up on his feet in the nick of time. But here's Carbon Esports. They managed to catch Unique off guard, and that's the wrong blue wall. His feet are exposed. He can punish it. And will he be able to do it? No, Unique is still alive. And guess what? Scooper from far away saves his teammate. Lovely stuff right there. It all falls down to King Khan right now, who's already down to 26 HP, make it 23 as he's sticking outside the zone. I don't think he's going to be able to make it. That's going to be the end of Carbon Esports right there.
Man, they tried so hard. You were right, they almost managed to punish him, but I think he realized that really quickly and dropped the second glue wall right on his feet, so he was able to get some cover and not die and live long enough. And as a result, Carbon Esports end up being eliminated. With only 5 teams remaining now, Crips, it's the top dogs. I see Optimum Esports, I see GZ Army, I see... In fact, it's not the top dogs. It's only GZ Army and Optimum who were there from the invited list. It's going to be Noob Gang, Checkmate, and Uncultured. Noob Gang, who lost 2 of their members early on, have managed to make it into the top 5. But I'm not sure how far they can go. They have the clutch man with them, Ritham, who's at the ready and is going to bring his A game as and when needed. But he has no heals to work with, only 2 glue walls and a dream.
Yeah, that's not really a lot to work with. But we know what Rhythm can do if he gets sneaky enough. And plus he has a teammate this time. But as I say that, his teammate has lost a majority of his health. And even Rhythm gets spotted. They're in the crosshairs of Team Uncultured. The nades start flying out. And that's going to force Kambhari to get out of that rock. He deploys yet another glue wall to block a grenade that's directly under his feet. It's time for Kambhari to step up right now. If he goes down, there's not really a lot of scope for Rhythm to survive. He does manage to knock out Cool regardless, but in a 1v3, I'm not sure how much he will be able to accomplish here, especially when the zone starts chewing away at them. The best that he can hope for right now is to just give up his kill to the zone and not die to them so that at least he can deny some points. And I guess he's going to be going for exactly that. He can't win, but he's not going to let anyone else get his points either.
Yeah. And now it's going to be Uncultured stuck in a 2v5 situation here. Optimum Esports with just 1 member alive. We'll see if they have enough to clutch it out. Optimum, not in the most prime position. Tyagi, out of heals, out of luck with just a Dragonov and a Dream. Will be able to find 1 kill from GZ Army's members, but he's given his position away. It's going to take a lot of work if he wants to survive longer and get some more points for his team. GZ Army with 10 and in prime position to win the game. 3 members alive. They have all the real estate in the world. They're fairly spread out, but it might not work out in their favor because Kargoru's getting grenaded, utility being thrown his way, and Tyagi is going to get taken down by Arinav, and Voltage is going to be quick to find the trade. It's just 1 member still standing up. It's going to be Ribo. GZ Army with 2 of the members. It's down to a 1v1, and just like this, we're going to see who's going to be the winner who comes out on top. Ribo in the 1v1 against Abhek. Can he find the pick? No, he's actually getting shot from the other side from Kargovri. He was not down. And it's going to be GZ Army who finds themselves the booyah as well as the win. I believe they're going to be on top of the leaderboards after that spectacular performance. Coming in from Kargovru, baiting out his teammate and making sure that he's able to secure the position as well as secure the kill. Look at those synchronized punches. It's almost telepathic. Very, very indicative of how GZ Army have played. Great communication, covering each other, and baiting out each other when needed.
Yeah, and they pick up 13 kills. Jesus, that's massive. That is massive indeed. We've seen the teams pick up, what, 10, 11 kills, but 13, I think, is the highest skill points we've had so far in the tournament. If not the tournament, at least today.
Yeah, it's the record they set themselves. They set the record of 13 kills, and once again they match it and end up on top. They did that while they were in second place last time around, so they're able to get first
Hmm.
place this time, get themselves an extra point. Yeah, it's nice, but you don't really care as much. Those are 13 kills you got. Those are so many points just by kills. I mean, GZ Army, I have to commend them. Despite getting the penalty, they're like, you know what? We may have gotten the penalty, but we can make up for it. We are that good, and all of the members have contributed. You look at Abhay, you look at Promit, you look at Aaron. All of these players have almost an equal amount of kills. Kurgoru was there to carry his team in the last round, and this time around, he gets the burden is lifted off of his shoulders. Abhay and Promit do a lot more of the heavy lifting. So great stuff by GZ Army. All of their players very very strong. But the question is, who's going to be in second and third place? Uncultured finished in second,
Yeah.
Optimum finished in third, and Optimum didn't really find a lot of kills. So I'm not too sure how that's going to work out in terms of positioning for them. Regardless,
Yeah,
Total
but
Gaming getting
hmm,
eliminated in 10th place, they're not going to be too happy.
yeah, exactly. All the big names they got eliminated very early on. We have on the ninth place XTZ Esports. On the 10th place we have Total Gaming. 11th place we have I believe it's gonna be the Mutants. I mean the Mutants went out first, but the only reason they're on 11th place because Mehul managed to get that one kill at the start, and because one of the teams decided to drop out, so there is no 12th team. So I mean, GZ Army is going to be very happy about that. And because these teams got eliminated right at the start, they might just have done enough to get themselves on the top.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, we want you to know that you can be one of these teams, in fact. You can be here in the Free Fire Open India. There's a reason why it's called Open, is because anyone can join, anyone can sign up. And if you want to know when the registrations are going to happen, you need to follow One Play Esports on their social media. They will be posting the registration link shortly before the tournament starts. So you don't want to miss out on that. Make sure you follow them on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch. They will give out the registration link in due time, and you'll be able to sign up and have a stab at the 20k rupee prize pool yourself. And hey, even if you don't manage to make it there, at least you'll have a fun time with your friends, and you might get some really good experience playing against some of the best teams here in India. But in case you're not able to sign up for the tournament yet, you still can sign up for the diamond giveaway that we have in our description down below. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're giving away 310 diamonds to 5 lucky winners, and you could be one of them. You could walk away with a bunch of diamonds, and if you register next week for the tournament, you could also walk away with a lot of money. Lots of opportunities for all our viewers here today. But yeah, with that under the way, I think it's time to shout out our social media and have a look at the map real quick. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Map 1 going the way of Optimum Esports, Map 2 going the way of XTZ. Purgatory was where Total Gaming reigned supreme, and GZ Army make their comeback on Bermuda. GZ Army, I think they're the only team that managed to stay consistent across all the maps.
Yes.
On Map 2 and Map
Yes.
4, they had a very stellar performance.
Yes, and even when they tried to go for the big brain plays in map 3, which did end up costing them more than they thought it would, they still managed to make up for it. In fact, they more than made up for it. 13 kills is a massive amount of points that you pocket in one single game. I just want to see if they have done enough to, propel themselves ahead of Total Gaming and
Yep.
win that mammoth 10k rupees 10k rupees prize.
Yeah, absolutely. First place gets 10,000, second place gets 6,000, and third place gets 4,000. We're going to be getting the scoreboard. I think we'll be able to see it before we cut the stream off. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to know exactly which team won. I know you're curious to find out. We are as well. But yeah, I think we're going to have a look at that right now. There you go. So
Woo!
first place is going to be GZ Army. Yeah, we all saw that coming after their stellar performance in map number 4. But the second place is going towards Total Gaming. Despite getting knocked out early, I think the performance from their previous games was strong enough to carry them. And Crust Esports comes in third, inching
Wow.
out XTZ by 4 points, and they're going to be walking home with 4,000. That's going to be 1,000 in the pocket of each of these players. And guess what? You can be one of them too. You can sign up in the open qualifiers. That's what Crust Esports did. They played against 12 teams in 2 maps in their group, managed to get top 3, made it to day 2, played these 4 maps, and are walking away with 4,000 rupees in their pocket. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can be Crust Esports. You can be the team that comes in and maybe even finishes in first. Who the hell knows? We don't know what you got in store for us. These teams certainly don't. They're going to be seeing you for the first time. So make sure you follow One Play Esports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch. That's the number One Play Esports. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at the rate HeatUpT, and you make sure you follow Crips on Instagram at the rate CripsCast. Um, it was a pleasure being here, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's going to be it for today. Make sure you register for the diamond giveaway in the description down below. The results of that, if you end up winning, you're gonna be contacted by us and you're gonna receive your prize. So that's gonna be it for today, ladies and gentlemen. It was a pleasure being here. It was a pleasure having you here as well, Crips. Make sure you subscribe to
Thank you
YouTube.
so
So
much.
next week when we go live, you're gonna know when the tournament's gonna be up. And that's it for today, folks. Make sure you come back next week. Until then, bye bye and sayonara.
Also, have a happy and safe Diwali.
Oh yeah, that too.